Hi, this is Jennifer with the Motherland Channel.
Me and my hubby have always found comfort in a well-stocked prepper pantry. Just the other day, I was scoping out my pantry shelves, mulling over how crucial it is to have a variety of foods that can really go the distance. Today, we're going to talk about powdered foods. They might not be glamorous, but boy, they're handy and super versatile. They're often overlooked, but when it comes to a prepper's pantry, these guys are gold. In this video, I'll be sharing my top 13 best powdered foods to stockpile. You might already have some of these hanging around on your shelves, while others could be new and interesting options you've never thought of. The goal here? To get you thinking about what's in your own stockpile and maybe inspire you to mix things up a bit. Number 13, powdered milk. Powdered milk, totally a must-have for your pantry. If you're not too picky about brands, give Nido Fortificada a shot. This stuff is made from real whole milk and tastes just like the real deal. It's super easy to mix into your cooking, and it's got a pretty tasty flavor. The stuff that lasts the longest is non-fat dry milk, but that's not really my cup of tea. But hey, it's your pantry. Fill it with foods you love and will actually eat. Don't just hoard foods you have zero intention of eating just because someone else put it on their list. If a food's not doing anything for you, don't waste your money or pantry space on it. Stick to storing foods that make your taste buds happy. Number 12, instant coffee. So, you're a Java junkie. The coffee that's going to stick around the longest is instant coffee, the powdered kind. Coffee beans aren't great for the long haul, but powdered coffee sure is. It might be worth adding to your prepper pantry stash if you're big on coffee. Even if you're not, think about your buddies who can't live without their caffeine fix. Imagine handing them a spoonful of instant coffee and some water every now and again. I bet they'd do pretty much anything you asked. People get cranky when they can't have their usual pick-me-ups like coffee, so this could be a real game changer. Number 11, cocoa powder. Got a sweet tooth for chocolate? I bet you're wondering how to make it last. That's a tough one, not gonna lie. But hey, you can stack up on cocoa powder. This stuff can stick around for ages in your prepper pantry. Cocoa powder is the Swiss Army knife of sweets, super versatile. You can use it for baking, whip up your own hot cocoa mixes, and more. You name it, cocoa powder's got your back. So if you can't live without a chocolatey kick in your food stash, this is the way to go. Just remember, you'll have to keep rotating it. Actual chocolate doesn't have a long shelf life, but cocoa powder, it'll be your choco fix for the long haul. Number 10, powdered potatoes. What about powdered potatoes? I'm a big fan of mashed potatoes myself. They're a snap to make, especially with instant mashed potatoes. I try to stick to plain instant potatoes, just straight up potatoes. Once they start adding other flavors and ingredients, your shelf life starts to dip. The more stuff they cram in there, the quicker it's gonna go bad. It's always stuff like oil, butter, or cheese that kicks the bucket first. Those potatoes could have lasted you 30 years, but not if they're all gussied up with extras. Number 9, grits. Okay, so I'm kind of on the fence if this even counts as a powder, but let's talk about it anyway. Grits are no sweat to make. Just toss them in a crock pot and let it do its thing. You can whip up cheese grits, classic grits. There's no end to the ways you can cook up grits. They're basic, and they sure break up the monotony of the usual chow we eat day in, day out. I actually shot a video on how to make grits in your crock pot. Keep an eye out for a link if you're curious. Number 8, peanut butter powder. Next up, we've got peanut butter powder. If you don't prefer any particular brand, you can pick up smaller containers from PB2. They're pretty solid. But Augason Farms has got bigger, more long-lasting options for peanut butter powder. If you're a peanut butter fan, you know it's oil city in there, and oil goes bad. I've heard folks say, "Oh, I've busted open jars of peanut butter way past their expiration, and they were totally fine." Yeah, that happens a lot, but I've also cracked open jars of regular peanut butter that were rancid central. Looked good on the outside, but inside the oils had turned, and it was just not edible. We all want options when it comes to food we love. So sure, keep some jars of peanut butter on hand. Just make sure you're swapping out your peanut butter way more often than your peanut butter powder. After learning the hard way, I don't mess with peanut butter past its prime anymore. Number 7, butter powder. Butter powder is a real game changer. Depending on which brand you snag, mixing it might either be a bit of a hassle or a breeze, but once you've got it all stirred up, it's smooth sailing. It's made from genuine butter, so guess what? Tastes just like it. Whether you want to use it as a spread or sprinkle it into your recipes, butter powder's got you covered. Just blend it with the dry ingredients, and you're good to go. No worries about not having fresh butter on hand or breaking the bank to buy some, since butter prices are skyrocketing. So, butter powder is definitely something we should be adding to our PrepperPantry stockpile. Number 6, powdered veggies. Ah yes, powdered veggies, one of my favorites. A popular method people use when dehydrating veggies is grinding them down to powders, giving you handy vegetable powders. Now, this isn't exactly my style because I love throwing in those little dehydrated veggie bits into my soups and stews. I'm not trying to camouflage them. I want each ingredient's flavor to shine. But if you're dehydrating veggies and maybe your kiddos aren't huge fans, grinding them into powders can be a nifty solution. Sprinkle it into their meals and voila, they're getting their veggie servings, and you're amping up the flavor with these extra veggie powders. Number 5, cheese powder up next. We got cheese powder. I grabbed mine from Augason Farms, a brand that's been pretty accessible for me up here in Alaska. You can find it right on the shelves at Walmart, or order it online from Walmart or Amazon. Of course, pick the cheese powder brand that suits your taste. We're all pretty familiar with powdered Parmesan cheese, which is great because it's shelf-stable. This stuff can be stored right in your pantry until you crack it open, at which point it needs to hit the fridge. I've got a little extra fridge space right now, so I've stashed a few extra containers of powdered Parmesan in there. After all, we know food needs to be stored cool, dark, and dry, so the fridge is a perfect spot to tuck away some of that extra grub. It's all about doing whatever we can to extend the shelf life of our pantry goods. Number 4, powdered eggs. Fourth on my list is powdered eggs. I'm not trying to promote Augason Farms, they didn't pay me or anything, but they are my go-to brand for powdered eggs. Their stuff comes already sealed in a size #10 can, and powdered eggs pretty much last an eternity. I particularly favor Augason Farms whole eggs over the scrambled mix, simply because they offer more versatility. You can use these powdered eggs for baking, cooking, and any recipe where you need a whole egg. The scrambled egg mix doesn't quite cut it, especially when it comes to incorporating it into a recipe. No one wants their cakes to taste like scrambled eggs. So, Augason Farms powdered whole eggs are a real win. But what if you don't eat eggs or just don't have any around? Check out Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer. This little bag is a powerhouse, equivalent to 34 eggs. You can use it not only for eggs, but as a substitute when you're baking and cooking. Just measure out the egg replacer powder, stir it into your recipe, and you're good to go. Number 3, seasoning mixes. Coming in at number 3, we've got seasoning mixes. I'm all for stocking up on these, be it for pasta, rice, mashed potatoes, or any powdered foods. Here's a tip. I like to stash them all in a 5-gallon bucket with a clear list of contents and dates slapped on the front. Then, when that date swings by, it's time to shuffle things around, move foods from the bucket to the pantry, and replace those seasoning packets with fresh ones for storage. These packets and powdered food mixes can last a few years longer than you might think, especially if stored optimally. And by optimal, I mean in an airtight container, stowed away in a cool, dark, and dry spot. Don't skimp on proper storage, folks. Number 2, spices. Taking the second spot on our list, we've got spices. Think about your go-to flavor bombs. I'm talking garlic powder, onion powder, cinnamon powder, chili powder, you name it. Look at all the different spices and seasonings you regularly use, and make sure you've got plenty to fall back on. Here's a handy tip. Opt for smaller containers of seasonings and spices. That way, every time you pop one open, you know it's fresh. You won't have some massive container sitting around for years on end. Trust me, I found some weird stuff in my old Italian seasoning container. No second thoughts. I chucked it right out. And let's not forget about bouillon powder. Maybe you love the umami of meats, or just want some extra flavor variety. Either way, bouillon powder is a winner. You can find it in cube or powder form, and just shake it straight into your meals. Number 1, food powders. And finally, taking the #1 spot, assorted food powders. These include your pancake mixes, biscuit mixes, waffle mixes. You get the idea. You can grab these right off the grocery store shelves. If you want, you can even stash them away in Mylar bags for a few years. Or you can snag pancake mix, biscuit mix, and waffle mix straight from Augason Farm. These mixes can seriously last for ages. If it's a powdered food mix you use constantly, consider buying a big bag and just rotate through it. Don't forget those nifty food powders that come in small packets either. Gravy mixes, spaghetti sauce mixes, salad dressing mixes, and even your taco seasoning. These powdered food mixes are a dynamite addition to any PrepperPantry food stockpile. They let you inject some serious flavor variety into your meals with just a tiny packet of seasoning powder. So mix things up and start stockpiling. And that wraps it up for today. Do you stockpile other powdered foods besides the ones on this list? Let us know by commenting down below. Please share this video with your friends, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the little notification bell for more content. Until next time, thanks and God bless.